Hey good man, here with another authentic talk note. And one of the groups, the guy was mentioning that resources have been not as available as they once were, and things aren't panning out as he had hoped. Some of the jobs opportunities had fallen through, some of the entrepreneurial journeys he had gone on haven't quite panned out yet, not saying they won't, but just taking more time. And starting to feel that anxiousness of, man, I want to uphold this style of living. I want to provide for my family. I want us to live a safe and happy and secure life. All of those are fantastic motives. However, he was feeling a severe amount of anxiety. He was starting to feel crippled by it, handicapped by it, and then all his creativity and his drive was starting to go out with that fear and that anxiety. And that's so common that we start to feel that pressure and feel trapped in the lack of results that we're getting, that all of a sudden it kind of compiles and compounds and snowball effects into something worse, and then we get handicapped in that thing. And that's a pretty common approach for us guys, because we're meant to, in this culture, be providers. That's our role, right? We've got to provide, got to get those needs. Well, we got to thinking in group and talking like, what are actual needs? And what do you mean by needing resources? And he kind of expanded on that, and their lifestyle was kind of extravagant. They kind of had a lot of niceties. And maybe this season was calling him into something different and saying, well, until the resources rebound, until you figure this area out, maybe it's time to get resourceful. And he had taken that concept and really worked with it and found that that was really quite freeing. There was a lot of creative ways that he could get resourceful. He was turning properties into, he was thinking about properties and how to get them rentals and shifting some of the things that they had put a lot of money into that maybe weren't necessary. They were simplifying life. They were getting rid of the clutter and kind of revamping the transition in their life to say, maybe we don't need all of these things. Are these things serving us, or are we serving them? Because the second I'm feeling anxious and stressed about this, I would imagine we're all serving those things. And it was a really cool awareness to say, when we don't have the resources, we're provided resourcefulness, creativity, and really getting in tune with what we can engage with, because we really are more free than a lot of us will lay it on to be. We're not only as good as the checks that we can bring in as men. Call to authenticity is to say, don't sweat so much about creating the resources and worrying about the someday, and bring along the resourcefulness and simplification of life, and that maybe we get caught up in the expectations and obligations that we've created in our world, rather than coming back and saying, maybe it's time to get resourceful instead of just create more resources. Circle of relationships I would tie this to is the number circle 5. This is the work and the obligations of life. This is where a lot of guys put their energy and time. This is where a lot of guys will find their identity. And just being careful that that's not providing so much stress that we're not enjoying the relationships that we're providing for. As far as this holistic side and the spies go, I would put this in the intellectual category. Our work is highly engaged in our intellectual capital and how we capitalize on that. And then there can be some social health components there of how are we taking care of our number 2s, our significant other, our number 3s, our family members, and things of that nature. Well, there's your ATN for today. I look forward to further dialogue with you and going along the journey. We'll talk to you tomorrow.